Live from KTUL, you're watching Good Morning Oklahoma at 5.
Breaking news right now at 5 o'clock. A deadly crash shuts down lanes of I-44 at Yale. The impact it could have on your morning commute. Plus, let them in. The message from Virginia to Portland, airports across the nation filled with demonstrators against the president's ban allowing foreign nationals to enter the United States.
In terror at the border, 6 people shot dead at a mosque in Quebec. Now, the Prime Minister saying terror is behind it all. How the U.S. plans to step up security in the days to come.
And good morning, Oklahoma. Grab the coat out the door this morning. You're definitely going to need it. 34 degrees in Tulsa. Colder than where we started off yesterday, but we're headed for the 70s. Some near record highs this afternoon. Details in just about 5 minutes.
And we start right now with that breaking news, that deadly crash closing exit ramp at I-44 in Yale.
And right now, troopers are investigating what happened. Channel 8's Partain is there live with details. Lauren?
That's right, Will. You can see behind me that tow truck is taking away the car involved in that crash right now. I did see them pull a body earlier and put it into the medical examiner's car, so we know at least one person has died here this morning. Troopers have not told us if there were any other passengers in that car. We're still working to get information from them. Right now, do not try to take this exit here at Yale. We've already seen some people try to take it, but they have been told to get off of there. Skelly is also blocked here if you're going eastbound in between Harvard and Yale, so make sure you're going a different way there this morning. Like I said, they're towing away this truck right now. We know at least one person is dead, and we're working to get more information. We'll give you guys the latest details coming up in about 30 minutes. Reporting live, Partain, Tulsa's Channel 8.
Oh, thank you, Lauren. Yeah, a closer look at where that deadly crash is. This is I-44 in Yale. As you heard Lauren just mention at the scene, that exit ramp, that's 229, that's Yale Avenue, is blocked right now. No word on when it's going to be back open. So for now, just plan to take an alternate route.
And we first sent you this breaking news as a push alert on your phone. Make sure you stay on top of what's happening in your neighborhood. You can download our mobile app.
And breaking overnight, an act of terror just across the border. 6 people dead, 8 others injured after 2 gunmen opened fire at a mosque in Quebec City. Police say at least 50 people in the mosque at the time of the shooting. Many were able to escape without any injuries. Right now, 2 suspects are in custody. Canada's Prime Minister calling the shooting a terrorist attack on Muslims. Authorities in some big cities say they'll be adding extra security near houses of worship.
Right now, protests continue at some of the country's biggest airports. This is LAX, where more protests are planned for today against President Trump's travel ban. The president's executive order temporarily bans all incoming refugees and immigrants from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. Despite that growing backlash, a senior White House official is calling that travel ban a massive success story.
One group vowing to take the order all the way to the Supreme Court. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has more in New York.
From Los Angeles to Chicago, Detroit, and New York. Outrage on the streets and at airports across the country.
We are here to work, to study, to make this country with you guys.
Trump's America is not my America.
Protesters sounding off, slamming President Trump's travel ban. Lawyers flocking to airport terminals, offering free legal help to anyone in need.
The president's executive order is unconstitutional. It's clearly discriminating against Muslims.
But in a statement, the Trump administration fired back, saying this is not about religion, this is about terror and keeping our country safe.
If they're folks that shouldn't be in this country, they're going to be detained. And so apologize for nothing here.
The White House not apologizing, even though the 7 countries on Trump's list were not involved in a single major terror attack on U.S. soil. Some are standing by the president.
Take care of our own first, and then take care of others.
But thanks in part to intervention from the courts, now there's some clarification. Green card holders, lawful permanent residents from the 7 countries being targeted, won't be denied entry, but they will likely face extra questions. At least 16 state attorneys general are now vowing to take action, calling this un-American, and legal experts say some of these cases could end up in the Supreme Court. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Coming up at 5:30, we're going to hear from schools, local groups about their take on Trump's travel ban.
This morning, Delta flights are departing and a ground stop is now lifted after a systems outage last night. The IT outage left thousands of passengers in limbo across the country. 150 flights are already canceled, more expected throughout the day because not all delays and cancellations are showing up on the airline's website and app. Here in Tulsa, our flights in and out of the city aren't really being affected. The airline canceled one arriving flight late last night.
Tulsa County Sheriff's Office investigating several bricks of drugs on a flight that was coming into Tulsa International. The American Airlines flight, originally from Colombia, landed in Miami, where it was flagged for maintenance. It was sent to Tulsa for repairs. A mechanic working near the nose noticed some insulation had been moved and found the cocaine. The sheriff has turned the investigation over to DEA in Miami. No one is under arrest.
Police in Midwest City are on the hunt for a suspected killer. Roman Pugh, accused of killing 3 men while at his girlfriend's house Saturday night. Police there say it's the first time in recent history there's been a crime like this in that part of the metro. The girlfriend was there with her 10-year-old, but not in the same room. She says when she heard gunshots, she grabbed her daughter and they took off out of the window. Police are working with the DA's office and U.S. Marshals to find him. He is considered armed and dangerous.
Now, from the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast.
A good Monday morning. All last week, very calm, very quiet weather pattern. And that's just going to continue at least for the first half of this week. You can see a lot of the central part of the United States under clear skies right now. To find any kind of wintry weather, you have to head over to Washington, D.C., where they're seeing snow this morning. Not even many clouds across our area. You'll find a few more clouds over towards the Kansas-Oklahoma border, but even at that, skies are mostly clear this morning. That's what you'll find across Tulsa, and the wind actually calmed this morning too, which is a big difference from what we've seen for the past couple days. 33, that's where we'll fall this morning before making it up to 71 this afternoon. Near record highs. Our record here in Tulsa for today is 74. I don't think we'll quite break it, but we'll be very, very close. Now, McAllister also going to be very close. Record today 73. Forecast 72, 69 in Muskogee, 66 for Tahlequah. Some mid to upper 60s for the northeastern corner, including 65 in Avenida, 65 in Chelsea. Claremore, 67 this afternoon, and we'll give you a closer look the weather where you live. In Claremore, 39 by 8 o'clock. We'll be warming up pretty nicely by the time we get to the lunchtime hour. Already 64 degrees, topping out 67 before slowly falling back down into the 50s, and we'll make it back down into the 30s before all is said and done tomorrow morning. 67 in Bartlesville this afternoon, 70 for Skiatook-Hominy, 71 in Sapulpa. Tulsa also going to top out 71, 72 in Sand Springs. Unbelievable warmth as we finish off January here. Cold front moving through tonight, not really going to affect our temperatures all that much, but that colder air just going to continue to sink into our area, feeling more like winter by the end of this week. 507 right now, 412 moving just fine at the moment from Sand Springs to 244. It will only take you about 6 minutes.
All right, 507 coming up. Hollywood turning political at a big night for actors. The message many were sending after the president's immigration ban over the weekend.
And many know what we're supposed to do, but are we actually listening to doctors' advice on heart health? The results of a new study could surprise you. It's now 8 minutes after 5 o'clock, 36 degrees.
.510 trending this morning, the political take on last night's SAG Awards. The awards show typically honors the best in TV and film acting, but President Trump's immigration order was really taking the spotlight. Ashton Kutcher directly appealed to people detained at U.S. airports while announcing the award for outstanding performance by a female actor in a comedy series.
Good evening, fellow SAG-AFTRA members and everyone at home and everyone in airports that belong in my America. You are a part of the fabric of who we are, and we love you and we welcome you.
And actually, the winner of that particular award, Veep star Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she's the daughter of an immigrant who fled Nazi persecution. So she said in her acceptance speech, Trump's ban is a blemish on the nation. We will talk about the big winners of last night at 6, but that really did take center stage. Not just the two of them, but all night
throughout the program
long.
Right.
Yeah. Immigration order, a story we will follow for you all morning long as well.
Yeah, coming up at 5:30, local reaction, the president's temporary ban on citizens from 7 countries. And Toyota is no longer the top-selling vehicle in the world. Coming up, the maker taking the top slot for the first time in 4 years.
But first, this morning's Tech Bites from ABC News. All right, 5:14, and we continue to follow breaking news in Midtown. I-44 eastbound at Yale. It's now back open. There was a deadly accident there this morning. Lauren Partain is out there. She's going to update us on what happened. That's in about 15 minutes.
First, America's top heart doctors offer an update on the state of our nation's heart health. Turns out news isn't all that bad. With more in today's Medical Minute, here's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
We know what we ought to do: exercise, quit smoking, and eat a healthy diet. All good for our hearts. And now an update from the American Heart Association suggests that Americans may actually be listening, at least with one ear. Among the hopeful signs, more Americans appear to be meeting recommendations for physical activity. More than 1 in 5 now getting adequate levels of aerobic and muscle strengthening activity. The new report also hints that the American diet is getting healthier. But the update also notes a higher number of Americans with heart failure. 6.5 million Americans with this condition at last count. And more than 90 million Americans are currently living with some form of cardiovascular disease. So, to avoid being in that group, follow the path to a healthier heart at your dinner table, with a walk around the block, and by kicking the smoking habit. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Well, if you're having trouble staying asleep at night, the cure could be hiding right in your kitchen. Consumer Reports found some home remedies really do have healing power. Studies suggest kiwi can stimulate sleep-inducing chemicals in the brain. Do you have a headache? Try drinking some water. Dehydration is a common cause for a headache. Walnuts or apple slices can help keep your blood sugar in check. That's another headache trigger. And for morning sickness or nausea, try fresh ginger. Do you eat anything in particular to fall asleep? I was always told to drink a glass of milk.
I have no trouble falling asleep. I lay down within 2 minutes, I'm out.
Well, good for you.
I think it's because of our hours.
I think so too. That's great.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. Hey, new this morning, for the first time in 4 years, Toyota is dethroned as the world's top-selling automaker. Right now, Volkswagen in the lead, selling 10.3 million vehicles last year. Toyota, number 2. The only catch to the report, General Motors reports its tally next week. If GM's numbers fall short, it'll be the first time the German automaker has been number 1.
Well, if spending money on sports merchandise is a little more your speed, the NBA released jersey sales numbers this weekend.
It's kind of important because it's often kind of the best indicator of popularity, winning, and how good your team is. Oklahoma City's Russell Westbrook comes in at number 5. That's 2 spots better than last year when he was 7th. Top 4, 2 Warriors, couple of Cavs. Steph Curry is at number 1. The Warriors have the best record in the NBA. LeBron James, number 2. The Cavs defending NBA champions. 3rd goes to former Thunder star Kevin Durant, and 4th goes to Kyrie Irving. Westbrook in front of guys like Houston's James Harden, a top MVP candidate. He's 12th, and San Antonio's Kawhi Leonard is in 8th. Hey, as far as team merchandise goes, Warriors and Cavs are 1-2 for obvious reasons. The Lakers having another tough season, but for decades of winning and 16 championships means it takes a long time to erode that fan base. The Thunder come in at number 7, which is where they were last year. Not surprised.
Yeah, how are the Thunder doing this season?
Yeah, they're about what, 6th, I think, in their division.
That's pretty
good. The top
good.
8 make
We'll
the
take
playoffs.
it.
So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so today I think some basketball could be nice outside if that's your speed.
Oh yeah, definitely 70s this afternoon, if you can believe it, here in Tulsa. Now it's no secret, we've been really dry here lately. The past 8 days have been dry. That pattern just continuing into this week. Now we do have some very small rain chances coming our way this weekend, but really they look pretty low at the moment, not all that impressive. So as we head into February, it looks like that dry pattern is going to take over once again, and it just seems like that drought is not going to get any help here anytime soon. We'll continue to watch that precipitation outlook very closely so we can get an idea of when we can see some relief here, but it doesn't look to be anytime soon. It is cold this morning, 34 in Tulsa. We even have 27 in Bristol, one of our typical cooler spots, 30 in Bartlesville, 27 in Tahlequah, 36 in Wagner. Out the door hour by hour here in Tulsa, 34 by 7 o'clock. The wind remaining calm for the first couple hours. It will pick up a little bit out of the southwest as we head into this afternoon, but nothing like the wind wind that we've seen for the past couple days. Now, because of the wind is just a little bit lighter, we are going to have some fire danger this afternoon. Relative humidity is going to be pretty low too, so just be careful out there this afternoon. Anything that could potentially spark a fire. 71 by the time we get to 3 o'clock. Now skies staying clear all the way through the evening, and the overnight hours dropping back down into the 30s by the time we get to tomorrow morning. So futurecast showing skies staying clear, the wind remaining pretty light, pretty dry out there, just a few thin high clouds passing through, and some mid to upper 60s for our northeastern corner, 70s for most everyone else. Now the record in McAllister is 73. We're going to be very close to breaking that. It is going to be close in Tulsa too, 74 the record. Our forecast 71, still well above normal for this time of year. Now through the overnight hours, we are going to have a cold front that slips through our area. It will turn our wind back out of the north, but really it's not going to have that much of an effect on our temperatures tomorrow, much like what we've seen this morning. 36 Tulsa, even 41 in McAllister, 33 in Bartlesville, Tahlequah 34 tomorrow morning. Now you are going to notice the difference. It's quite the spread of temperatures tomorrow. So a little bit colder air up to the north, still some 70s down to the south. So 62 in Bartlesville. That cold front kind of stall out right across our area. 66 in Okmulgee, 66 from Muskogee, and 68 in Seminole. 8-day forecast shows a few more clouds by the time we get to the later half of the week, and that colder air finally sinking into our area Wednesday through Friday. It's going to feel a lot more like it should this time of year. Here come the rain chances Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Like I mentioned earlier, they don't look all that impressive right now, so don't expect a good soaking rain, probably just a passing shower or two throughout the weekend. 5:20, we're looking at the Creek Turnpike this morning. We did have some earlier slowdowns just south of Broken Arrow, but it looks like those have since cleared. So if you're headed out here in the next few minutes, you should be good to go.
All right, coming up, a tribute fit for a princess. The plan Princess Diana's sons have to honor their mother's humanitarian efforts 20 years after she died.
Plus, remembering the lives of 2 men killed in a senseless act. The candlelight vigil in Sapulpa after a shooting at a convenience store there.
Hey, good morning, Oklahoma. It's 5:25. It's currently 34 degrees, but man, it's going to warm up today. Molly's got all the details on what could be a record-setting day coming up. NFL's best on parade yesterday. The Pro Bowl in Orlando. Still that crowd cheering on their favorite players in the 2013 victory by the AFC. Former TCU quarterback Andy Dalton tossed a touchdown pass, as did Chiefs Alex Smith for the victors. That was Drew Brees with the score there. The winners took home $61,000 each. The NFC players got $30,000 each. You know what they make for a regular game? Most of them, almost $1 million a game.
Wow, I was going to say $30,000 doesn't seem like
for
that
those
much
guys, that's
for
not
them.
a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. This morning, Miss France is the new Miss Universe. Decked out in a gold sequined gown, she beat out 12 other finalists to take that crown. The 24-year-old dental surgery student will now campaign for dental care around the world. First and second runner-ups, Miss Haiti and Miss Colombia. And host Steve Harvey, yes, did make the joke that he got the winner right this year. You'll remember last year's snafu, he announced the runner-up as the winner on accident. I don't think anyone forgot that.
No, especially I think Miss Columbia this year even brought it up.
Did she?
You messed it up last year.
Yeah, well, good.
Hey, it's been nearly 20 years since the death of Britain's Princess Diana, and now her sons want to honor her with a fitting tribute.
Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, and Prince Harry requested a statue of their mom to be built on the grounds of Kensington Palace. In a statement, they said, "Our mother touched so many lives. We hope the statue will help all those who visit Kensington Palace to reflect on her life and her legacy." Work on the statue is expected to begin soon. Princess Di died in August of 1997 in a car crash in Paris. Gorgeous. She did so much work.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Coming up, protesters swarming airports across the country. We will have reaction here at home to President Trump's immigration ban signed over the weekend.
Also, an update to that small sinkhole in Midtown that could cause some commute issues this morning. What you need to know if you're headed that way this morning. And we're on that breaking news, the traffic alert you need to know about a deadly crash in Midtown. A live report off I-44 in Yale looking into what troopers expect have cleared by now.